Apollo 11 Houston, we recommend you accept the now 49, continue through your sequence of sightings, and then we'll analyze the data afterwards. Over. You're okay.
Version of the Depths of Jigoku Podcast. Long time no see. This week we are joined by Kain.
Hola.
DreadPirate.
What up, guys?
KickenBeans.
Yeah, what?
Scorch.
Greetings.
And me, Bipoe. What's going on today?
With the motherfucking time? That shit was the madhouse.
That was the
So,
madhouse.
on a personal level, one of us has had a hell of an upgrade.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not
Somebody
playing on
had
no
come over to
laptop
the
anymore.
dark side.
Not playing on a 2070 QMax? Is that what they called them?
Yeah, you had a QMax.
The laptop version.
The laptop version of it. No, going from a 2070 QMax to 7900 XTX is kind of a hell of an upgrade.
Yeah, I would say a whole system upgrade there, Chief.
Yeah.
Yes,
Look,
because just the graphics card was the upgrade. He just slapped one in the laptop.
I mean,
the
hey,
graphics
look, you
card
can
was
do
half-
that
half
now.
the cost.
You
Yeah.
can do that now.
He can do an eGPU. That would have been easy. Like, he could just slap that sucker onto the laptop. It would have been fine. No.
Yeah, but if he went eGPU, we would have peer pressured him into a 5090. Because if it's his only expense.
You might as well
I
get
mean-
the bad card.
If that's the route I went, if I just got the 5090 and the hardware to actually do it, still that cost less than my whole computer.
Yeah, well, you went bougie on your whole computer.
I did go bougie on the whole computer, but it idles at like 2930.
It does. That
Oh,
AIO you
boy.
got is
Man.
dumb.
Hey, do we trust AliExpress?
No.
50% of it. So AliExpress
found-
is like the razor of like shipping and everything. Either it's perfect or you just get like a baked apple pie when you ordered a 7900 XTX.
I mean, I found the 7900 XFX XTX card for sale for $675.84.
So
Yeah,
that was like
that's a
the
scam.
Amazon sale price, wasn't it?
No, a little bit more. The Amazon sale price during Black Friday was $580.
For an XTX?
XTX. Here, I'll share the listing.
Motherfucker. Oh, yeah,
should've
that's the one
bought
I sent
one.
you, wasn't it?
No,
Okay.
Oh, I should have
I
bought.
should have
here,
bought
it's
one
in
too.
general.
Well, no, I'd had to buy.
Yeah,
a new
the
mother
one that you
supply
had sent
for
me
about-
was the one that was for $580.
Okay.
And that's the one that I fucking pitter pattered around for. And then when I finally decided to make the decision, it was already sold.
Home Life Garden Store is who sells this.
You're going to get a
Perfect, get it.
double.
Ships from within the US.
From Home Life Garden Store.
Wonder if somebody returned one.
I'm trying to find a review. There's 0 customer reviews, so we can't even see that. You know what? Yeah, you could buy it, and if it works
What?
out, we'll eat our words.
It
What are you
says 10
looking at?
left.
I wonder if it's like, because isn't it with the 5090? There's like the 5090D, which is China specific. Like, isn't there something like
Why
that?
did they get the
with new
D?
cards? I don't know.
Because they can
There's-
sneak it in anywhere and their society can't fight it.
Pal, is that you?
Yeah.
They get the D because it's got a cut down AI board inside the processing unit.
Oh, is that your setup?
Yeah.
It looks like you have a gaming setup inside of an insane asylum.
Yeah, that's typically how it works.
That's
It's
why.
What the hell, dude?
Welcome
Listen,
to our state
no-
where the
No one's
underground-
programmed me to decorate. No one's taught me how to. No one's taught the AI
all
bot
white,
how to
all
decorate.
white walls, gaming setup.
Dude, that's why I'm gutting that room.
Hold up. It's
Priority.
not, there is one wall that is made of wood that is stained with different colors, and that happened before I was here.
That happened
So I
before
had-
I was here.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, I don't really decorate rooms. Also, I forgot all of my artwork in the old place, so I'm just waiting
Fair.
to ship those.
My favorite one of this photo is the sweaty box of gaming cards to the right. just
God.
just the mountain of cards. Thousands of
That-
dollars of cardboard.
Hold up, hold up. The worst part of that is, it's only half of it.
Yeah.
There's more off screen.
Was that necessary to get so close to the mic? Only
No.
half of it.
It's only half of it.
That wasn't the AI getting close to the mic. That was just the AI raising his voice.
Yeah. You know, there's a whole other half that's another like too much money I spent on cardboard. I won't want to say the price of everything. Make me feel bad.
Uh,
Beans.
Just-
I put a picture of the finished setup in the topics.
Ooh.
You'll appreciate it.
it looks so good.
Hey, look at that.
Dude, it's like your case is an aquarium.
I'm gonna
I even have a turtle in there.
I know, that's what it's a terrarium then, since you got a turtle.
for
you
audio
go,
listeners only. He has a what's the case?
It's a height Y70 taro purple or taro milk color.
So it is a very pastel purple. He's got the most ridiculous AIO that comes with its own TV screen and rainbow puke RGB everywhere. And for some reason, he went black motherboard and white everything else.
The
I mean, that was
motherboard
part of the,
came with it was part of the kit, okay. And it was a
weird
learning
fault for that
experience.
one.
I had to figure out how to get the motherboard to work with everything, so it's a good start.
Dude, why do you have a
Teaching me
cell
things.
phone as a screen for your AIO?
It
Because
is
it's easy to see.
It's
it
a
is the
Motorola,
size
like,
of an
cell
iPhone
phone.
3.
Yeah, you got a Motorola cell phone.
Hold up, I got you. So I can do stuff like this.
Are you controlling it from your phone?
No.
Oh,
I probably can, but
I also love that, again, for audio listeners, there's a watermark for the type of phone you used in the bottom left-hand corner.
I know.
It's like, by the way, just in case you didn't know.
You can turn that off.
I know. I don't care.
for the video listeners, when you see this photo, ignore the phone he has or hack him. Either one's hilarious.
Can you hack someone based off I guess you could hack a phone with that name.
Yeah, it's.
But not
Oh,
his.
never mind.
I don't like to challenge the internet. They'll find a way. They always do.
True.
But talking about new graphics cards, 5090s are breaking.
Yes, they are. They are failing in software, along with 5080s too.
I saw something about that. I didn't read the article though.
Yeah, so supposedly just under half the 5090s that have sold so far have reported to brick during software updates,
Oh no.
and you have to essentially go back a BIOS in order to get it functional again. It's not
shit.
completely shutting it down, but it's not the average user use case fix.
I do wanted to give one shout out to NVIDIA. I know it's rare. Shout out to them for keeping old BIOS on file so you can do shit like that.
Yeah, but also on the same token, fuck them because they're purposely getting rid of old BIOSes. You can only go back
$2,500
one BIOS.
card. No. They have a repository of all the BIOS back to like 2006, I think.
A $2,500 card that's already bricking. It hasn't even been on a fucking week yet.
Yep.
Yeah. And then with the mass sellout that they had, there was such a lack of inventory being sold everywhere that like on almost all platforms, everybody's referring to it as like a paper launch. And there was an article that I was reading this morning that supposedly with manufacturer delays, the 5090s are looking to restock in the next 2 to
16.
16 weeks, and the 5080s are going to restock in the next 2 to 8 weeks.
I mean, going on those, I do want to talk about how Best Buy actually did it pretty well.
How?
So, I downloaded a Hotpix inventory app to keep up with like when they're dropping new products and stuff like that on different websites, and which websites are dropping them or which dealers are dropping them.
Not to interrupt, but to preface this, we were planning on waking up at 5 a.m. on launch day and fighting people to get one of these. Like that was the plan. I flew to Florida.
I paid for the Best Buy app for this shit.
I was going to say, I have the Best Buy membership bullshit because of
Best Buy's app didn't do shit. But if you were watching it from like a different app, it was updating probably about every 3 or 4 hours. So like more, they were releasing more. So they didn't release their whole stock at once.
Yeah, but it was selling so fast that you couldn't even get one. It's worse than trying to get a Burning Man ticket, except last year.
And probably this year. And a lot of people are real mad that Google bought them.
Well, Google, you got a not-for-profit. Somebody's got to pay for it.
I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying there are a lot of people that don't understand that something of that size needs to be owned by something with as much money as fucking Google.
You are building a city for 7 days in the middle of the desert. Not a town, not a place with a bunch of little cottages.
No, a city.
You are building an entire fucking city that you could drive around, and it'd probably still take you.
We're segueing
2 or 3 days.
We're segueing. Go back to the original topic, but I want to talk about Shangri-La after that.
Okay.
You forgot what we were talking about, didn't you?
I thought it was hilarious that the moment they started dropping the benchmarks for the 5080s and 5090s, people were eating up any other good graphics card that was about the same.
Yeah, so the cool part is this was a pretty unique launch in the fact that like reviewers got cards weeks in advance before the release, so that was pretty different for the 50 series lineup that was coming out. So we had at least a good week and a half of tests and reviews and product updates for it before it finally launched. It didn't look good, and there's too many variables with all the fucking software that's out nowadays for it, but it's kind of it's going to be a shit show. And I'm really curious to see what AMD is going to do to follow this up, because that's kind of what I'm holding out for. I've already shot myself in the foot by being too patient with all the 7900 cards getting sold out, but
so with that, they're still making 7900 XTXs. And I don't think they're planning on stopping anytime soon. So
well, that's good.
If
I haven't looked into that part.
If the 9070 XT is not as good as a 7900 XTX, it'll be $600 max. So you're like, cool, it's not as good, but it's also priced below it, going with the 7900 XTX, no biggie. But if it's better than the 7900 XTX, which there's a possibility, then you have a $600 7900 XTX. Because I don't think AMD planned on the 50 series being this much of a shit show. No one plans for NVIDIA to shoot themselves in the dick like Intel did.
No, and they definitely didn't plan for it.
No, I mean, like their CES showcase reveal was supposed to actually drop the cards and demo them and everything, and they held back.
They pulled back.
They literally held back because I think they were waiting to see what happened with the 50 series launch, just to see how bad NVIDIA doesn't really want us to have their graphics cards anymore.
So, they got so fucking lucky too at CES with this way the scheduling was laid out that NVIDIA went first. Because when it came time for them, they were like, yep, these are the two models we're going to be releasing. That's it for now. Bye.
And everyone expected 50 series to be great. Because, like, as much as we love to give NVIDIA shit, and we do, fuck them.
We all had hopes for
it's
this
good shit. It's just expensive good shit.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's also shitty that like out of that lineup, and we still have a lot more testing that fortunately a lot of the big review people are going to be doing. But the 5080, the 5070, and most likely the 5060 that comes out before the restock hits, the 5090 is really the only one that's worth buying, and that's not worth it for the average gamer.
Well,
and it's not even worth it for anybody who's got the top of the line from last generation.
this is not financial advice, but if you shunt mod a 4090, you can get 5090 power out of it. So basically, from what I've seen, from an engineering standpoint, the 50 series and 40 series is relatively on par at the same power. So if you get rid of the power limits on the 4090 and crank 600 fucking watts into it, it'll perform as well as a 5090. The inverse of that is if you shunt mod a 5090, what do you do before your house burns down? Like, do you just cry while playing Cyberpunk?
And therein lies another thing is we are actually getting to the physical limit of what that power cable can actually push through.
Yeah.
There's already been a report of one person who, for granted, it was user error. It was already documented that it was the person's fuck up, but there was already on a 5090 a power cable that burnt up on the connector in at the GPU. For granted, they put it in a little cockeyed, but that's how much power is going through it. That just being off kilter a little bit burnt it.
That's because the new power cable NVIDIA is trying to push on everybody fucking sucks. It's terribly designed.
It has sucked for a while.
Yeah, it sucked in the 40 series. The 30 series one wasn't better. Like, it was such a relief plugging in 3 8-pin PCI power connectors into a 7900 XTX, because I was like, they're not going to melt. They're not going to explode. I don't have to fucking worry about it. It's an extra cable. Who gives a shit? Like, with these, I got a Y connector to this new fucking NVIDIA power cable, and I check it like once a month. It scares the shit out of me.
I mean, granted, on our 4070s, it's not so dangerous, right? Like,
my shit's overclocked to
thankfully-
hell, bro.
yeah, mine came overclocked. If I try to overclock it, it destabilizes my system entirely.
I'm pushing like,
You got the same one I did, though, didn't you?
yeah,
you guys
Did we have identical cards?
yeah.
Yeah, you guys have the same card, but I had went over to his house a while back, and he and I like spent good part of half a day just playing with numbers and like trying to get the most out of it with every little incremental increase.
Dude, I don't even run Afterburner anymore. Like, I gave up on that entirely. I'm just letting it stock flow at OC.
Yeah, Afterburner's kind of its own shit show right now. Like, it is, I'd still use it, and that's how I have my shit overclocked. But even Afterburner right now, like, hasn't had updates in the past year because of the situation going on over in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
No, that guy, he expatted. He lives in Poland now. That's why MSI rehired him. I went down a whole rabbit hole trying to explain that when it first happened.
But even still, like, I'm happy that he's not in that situation anymore, but that doesn't change the fact there haven't been driver updates in over a year.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's doing in Poland. Maybe him and Snowden are chilling together. Did you guys hear that Snowden called out NVIDIA?
Yes.
No.
But hang on. Before we jump into that, I wanted to say one thing. You were saying earlier that if you mainline 600 watts directly into the 7900 XTX, that it could perform almost as well as a 5090.
No, I'm saying if you mainline 600 watts into a 4090, it'll perform as well as a 5090, because that's the big difference between the cards that I've seen. Is the 5090 just pulls so much more power and has better cooling, so it can do that. Like, they're on par, because the 5080 and the 4080 are basically on par. The 5090 and the 4090, the 5090 is just running an extra 100 watts of power through it. People are seeing like 750 watts through 5090s right now.
That's wild. But I was gonna say the difference. I looked at the difference between the builds of the cards, and I know that basically Nvidia doubled the amount of what was it, like the virtual core processing units or something.
Yeah.
So instead of like 8,000,
Oh, yeah,
of those, it's like
obscene.
18,000 of them now or something stupid.
Yeah, no, it's a huge architectural upgrade, but I just don't think the architectural upgrade got the performance upgrade they were looking for.
They didn't,
No,
and that's also why they smacked it in the face with software and said, "Here you go."
Yeah, that's why I'm comparing it to Intel. Is Intel did the same thing for their 13th, the 14th gens. It was a huge architectural upgrade, but it's on par with the previous gen.
And maybe that's growing pains, right? Like they're trying something new that nobody else has done before. They're getting away from the physical chips handling graphic processing to utilize more of the rendering chips to do it, right? So that was the whole point of the software being an accompaniment to the graphics card.
I completely agree. It's cool. It's cool hardware software. It's just you're not seeing an incremental improvement.
No, it is not what I would consider the next generation. I would actually call this like the 40.5s instead. You know what I mean? Because like they're switching their architecture, they're switching the card design, they're trying something new with AI. I don't think we're going to see like vast improvements in this until maybe 2 generations down.
They should have called it a 4690 because NVIDIA can't divide by 2.
Either that or bite the bullet and call it a 4090 Ti.
I was gonna say 4090 Ti.
Or if you really want to be spicy, a 4090 Super Ti.
No, bring back the what were they? What was the gold NVIDIA cards? The Titans. Yeah.
Titans.
Call it a 4090 Titan and just release that one.
There is hearsay of a new Titan card coming out in the data center arena.
I've heard this.
I saw that they surfaced a 4090 Titan.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny.
No, this. So
it was like this big.
Yeah, so that was a pre-engineered sample. They had like designed it and everything, but they never made one. So you had like the air cooler made, but the chip was never made. But apparently in the data center, they're just releasing Titan Supers, or possibly releasing Titan Supers.
Interesting. We'll see. All right, so Snowden.
Oh yeah, Snowden called NVIDIA out from Russia, where he's hiding, and called NVIDIA out for their shitty ass 50 series cards, and basically wrote an entire story shaming them for putting that piece of shit out. And I'm using those words because he calls it a piece of shit 14 times in the thing.
Nice.
Like it is full release.
Wasn't the basis of his argument something about like the RAM they were using?
It started with a lack of RAM upgrade and wildly out of control since then. Like what all the news stations posted was like the first page. I found the whole release on what's it called? I have to pull up my work computer. But I found the full release of everything he wrote, and it's like 7 pages, and it's just him shaming NVIDIA for 7 pages of typed out bullshit.
I mean, it was weird when they came out the 5080 at 16 gigabytes.
Yeah, it's sad.
And then,
but I mean,
to get a better one, you had to spend twice the money for twice the gigabytes.
It is DDR7 though, right? So isn't it supposed to be more efficient than previous cards? So, like, I could understand the effectiveness balance of you're getting less RAM, but it is a higher tiered version. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like the AM5 motherboards came out, and we now have DDR5 RAM that we put in. Same idea, right? You're still getting 32 gigabits, but it's better 32 gigabits.
See, and on that perspective, that's kind of why I'm trying to be patient as far as this whole graphics card thing goes, because I really am curious to see what RDNA 4 actually looks like. I'm really curious to see what actual improvements or changes it's going to look like.
It's not going to be as good as NVIDIA's stuff. It's not going to be as good as DLSS. It's going to be good, but it's not going to be as good. NVIDIA still puts out the best shit you can buy.
And honestly, AMD said they were going they were not going to do like the flagship tiers anymore. They weren't going to try to keep up because Nvidia just keeps coming out with good shit. Like,
yeah, and that's why I think the 9070 XT might be a bruiser, because they've already, even against all the rumors, we're not going to see above a $600 card from them. But also, I bet they were expecting a 20% incremental improvement like Nvidia's done every single year or every 2 years since they started putting out graphics cards. And if they got a 20% improvement over a 7800 XT, that's a 7900 XTX. Like, that's going to be fucking ridiculous.
See, and that's the other thing I'm really curious about. I understand that they're not doing top tier cards anymore, but if they're going to be releasing the XT version, what's going to stop them like 6 months after that launch to drop an XTX?
manufacturing costs, they're out of the market. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why they're not. The XT, the 9070 XT is supposed to be their last sort of competitive gaming level graphics card. The rest of them are probably going to fall more in line with like where Intel's trying to race to, and Nvidia is pricing to the lowest core, right?
Yeah.
So Nvidia put out the 5070s, which I haven't heard shit about. I guess they're not out yet, right? But they're going to be putting them out.
They're not out yet.
So, AMD is now like, graphics wise, we're just going to try and keep up with the 5070s, like the 70 or 80 series. We're going to stay kind of in that lower to mid range.
The cards people buy.
Yeah, it's more cost effective for them to do that because it's still an upgrade for a lot of people, right? Like,
I love how you called the 70, 80 series cards lower mid range.
The 5070 and the 5080?
Yeah.
I guess there are the 60 series, but we don't talk about them.
The 5070 and 5080 are high-end cards.
Are they going to be
We're just spoiled.
Are they going to come out with the 5060?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing a 5070 Ti, a 5070, and a 5060.
All right, here's the deal, though, Kain. We're not spoiled. They just started overpricing them ever since COVID, right? The 5070 actually was supposed to be the mid-tier graphics card that was like economically the better choice for people who are just trying to get into PC gaming, right?
Yeah.
Now it's like, fuck you, the 5070s, as much as a fucking 2080 was, right? Or a 2080 Ti or a 2090 even. Like, pricing has just gone insane, and we're not seeing. Yeah.
AMD's, I think, going to do much better with the focusing on mid-range cards.
They're going to start owning the market share.
I think they are. Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with it.
I mean, at this point for me, I'm not buying a 50 series. Like, I was kind of thinking if it was priced right to maybe upgrade, but I don't need to. I'm not for the amount of performance gain that you're not getting.
Yeah, from all the big time reviewers, essentially the common statement between almost all of them is if you're coming from a 40 series card, it's not really worth it.
Yeah, don't bother until something is entirely DLSS4 driven.
Like the 20 series and 30 series, those cards are kind of debatable whether it's worth the improvement, only because like the software updates that are coming out now at least will roll back into the 40 series. The software updates don't affect the 30 and 20 series cards at all.
Yet.
Possibly, yeah. But there's physical hardware within the 50 and 40 series cards that the 20 and 30s don't have. That is what I'm seeing is why they're not getting the software updates.
Again, they do have them. They just don't have as many of them. Like the shader drivers that we see in the 40 and 50 series cards do exist in the 3020s, but they're just not as capable, right? So you can get performance gain out of optimizing those, but that would require NVIDIA to push that optimization across generation, which apparently they've considered doing. So we might see some improvements on the older cards.
Yeah. I have seen rumor of that.
I just read an article about NVIDIA that they're going to stop support for the 1080 Ti's and some of their older cards, and possibly all the way up to the 20 series in the next year or two.
Yeah. Essentially everything
like just complete stop support.
Yeah, but support stop just means that you don't get new drivers for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but
If you're still rocking a 10 series, even a 1080 Ti in
Yeah,
the
but-
next year, you're not really gonna. It's time to upgrade. I love my 1080 Ti. I love all 1080 Ti's, but it's time to upgrade.
I was about
I mean,
to
I'm
say,
rocking
choose your
a
words carefully
beef.
there.
I'm rocking a Beefcake 3060, and it feels like it's time to upgrade.
Well, it's time to upgrade if you're wanting to keep up with gaming. If you don't give a fuck about keeping up with new games, do you, boo?
Yeah, if you're
Bro,
playing Rocket
I mean-
League, who cares?
Yeah.
My-
Yeah.
you shut up about Rocket League. I miss that game sometimes.
Did someone hit a nerve?
I get it. I miss League a lot. I'll never pick it up, but I miss it.
Yeah, I'll never pick up League, but Rocket League is one
Yeah, I
of those
feel the
games
same way
that's
about
kind of
WoW.
just like I want to sit back and relax and just kind of like play car soccer, you know? I'm
Yeah,
I mean-
that's a casual thing I want to play.
Hold on.
That
Car
game,
soccer.
the few rounds I played of that game was so stressful the entire time. It was so fast paced, and it just got and being bad at it made it worse.
Get good? I don't know. I mean, I've
Pretty
played
much.
hundreds of hours in that freaking game, and I could never get my freaking car off the ground and stay in the air for very long. But you know, I did some shit.
I watched
It was
way
pretty
too
good.
many videos before I even tried playing that game. And I was just like seeing all this crazy shit people do in Rocket League. I'm just like, that looks like fun. I got in there. Looked like I was stupid as fuck.
I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah.
I will admit the whole comment that I make about like I have a 3060, it feels like it's time to upgrade. That's a me issue. I'm kind of in the similar boat as Kain, where like I upgraded my monitors to look pretty and like stay up to date. But now that has caused my graphics card to show its age.
Well, I mean, you're processing an OLED. There's more richness to the colors than demand. Yeah, it's
Did you
gonna
get an
it's gonna
OLED
struggle bus a
too?
little bit.
Oh, I was the
You get-
first one.
He got his
Oh,
first,
shit.
bro.
Oh.
Like he got his first. I was gonna say though, my freaking 2080 Ti is still chugging along. I mean, it can play Final Fantasy Remake, 7 Remake pretty
Mhm.
well. It doesn't get super hot, which is great. It gets warm, but that's also the case I have it in, right? So I don't know. I mean, like my 2080 is still chugging. I feel pretty good about it. I'm probably gonna put that in like a small form factor case at some point.
Yeah. And I will say too, like recently I was gifted a Steam Link a little while back, and I
Mhm.
recently finally got it up and running. And so like I've been gaming upstairs on the couch on my nice big beautiful fucking 65 OLED, but I can even streaming it, I can see the limitations of my hardware.
That
Shit, I
may
have a
be more or
Steam
less
Link
because
that Kain
you're
gave
doing
me.
it wirelessly, right? Like if you're not hardlined into a Steam Link, they do tend to suffer. And I don't think the Steam Link was ever really supposed to have a higher bit rate than like maybe 1 gig.
Unfortunately, the physical Steam Link that I have to use because I have an LG TV and they don't fucking work with the Steam Link app. The updated app that's currently out will run up to 4K. It'll stream 4K, no problem.
Nice.
The one that I have won't.
Time to
Right.
jailbreak
That
your
works.
TV.
No,
That works in my
no.
favor.
Jailbreak the Steam Link. Put Steam OS on it.
You can do
Dude,
that
that-
now.
All right, boys. Well, now we have our next project.
I was
I
about
love
to
it.
say, give me
Let's
a
do it.
project to do. I got an old Steam Link sitting right behind me.
I think we can make this happen.
Dude, I still have 3 Steam Links. I,
After giving me one,
What?
You have 2 because you gave me one.
no, I was going through my stuff earlier this week. I still have 3. After giving the 2 of you one of them.
Why did you have 5?
I
There
don't know.
was- There was a
I was
time in
over
my
there.
life where I had a Steam Link on every TV in my house.
I was over there at one point helping him go through some of his old shit, and we definitely found like an old Raspberry Pi 3, an extra Steam Link, and like a whole bunch of just random shit, just kind of chilling in a bin that he forgot about for like 5 years. So
Yeah. I'm a tech hoarder.
Getting
By
old
the
be
way,
crazy.
I have another bitch to make on the hard drive update. So, yes, I torched some hard drives. Update everybody.
Dude,
Fuck Corsair.
Wait,
I returned one and got another Western Digital Blue 4 terabyte, and it's fucking DOA. I didn't torch it. I literally unplugged a functioning drive and plugged this one in, and it will not read. I plugged it on a different computer. I tried it on my laptop. I even tried it on my hard drive dock. Dead on arrival. Fuck Western Digital. Only buying Iron Wolves from now on.
Western Digital has a really good reputation.
I know. But you can't RMA a hard drive twice. They get all grumpy.
Yeah, at some point they have to question if it's user fault.
Yeah. So I'm gonna return this one to Best Buy and just take my money somewhere else.
I was gonna say, can you go back to Best Buy and be like, hey, this one I traded it in because the other one was DOA is also DOA. What happened? Or are they
I
gonna
mean,
be like,
you could
that
you
sounds
could
like
take
a
it to
user
the
error.
you could take it to the Geek Squad desk and have them like plug it into an external port and see if it boots.
I've tried it on 3 computers. It's not gonna
No,
boot.
I'm saying
Yeah.
to get your money back or just swap it. Take it
Yeah.
to
It'd
the
be
Geek
the,
Squad
probably
desk.
Well, I
the
don't-
easiest way. Hey, plug this in.
At
If it
this
doesn't
point-
work, can I have my money back?
Yeah, at this point I don't want a Western Digital drive. I'm 0 for 2. And I'll spend the extra $8 on an Iron Wolf. And the only reason I have the Western Digital is it's an hour drive to Micro Center and it's a 10-minute drive to Best Buy.
So is that why the server's down and I can't get on it?
No,
Go
I shut it off today because I had to reset up my work from home computer.
Gotcha. Okay.
Did you ever get logged in?
New, because you
Okay.
never answered me.
Okay, we will play with that later.
Sounds good.
Because once you can get a login, then it's done. I just gotta
Yep.
load the Plex and we're good to go.
As if I wasn't going to try to transfer a file as soon as I could.
Yeah.
So
But we're sitting at, when I swap this drive out, we're sitting at 6 Iron Wolves, 4 terabytes
nice.
That's so funny.
on RAID 5. So yeah, I'm happy with it so far. And this case is sick. Shout out to old cases. Fucking thing holds 8 hard drives, has a CD tray. I've been tempted to buy a Blu-ray for this thing.
It's not an aquarium.
Yeah, it's not an
But it's still-
aquarium.
I will say
Actually-
it's massive though. It is
Oh,
still
no.
big.
Get a Blu-ray that does read write, and then we can start making our own ISOs.
That's what I was thinking. I have a USB one I was going to use, but I'm like, it's got the dock. Also, it's got like 4 mils of sound deadening built into this. I've never seen that. And both panels, this is universally, either side, solid panel. But it's got
Nice.
like legit sound deadening.
What is that doing to the temps inside of that thing?
Nothing. It's a
Doesn't
flow
matter.
through.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's just running hard drives, bro. It's not like running a GPU.
And it came with 440 mil fans that were already plugged into a dock that I just plugged in one cable. Great case.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shout out to whoever made that case because don't remember the name.
That one's Anantech.
Shout out to you. You should sponsor us. Just
All
like,
right.
if you want to sponsor
wait
us,
for it.
please hit us up and email us at thedepthsofjigoku@gmail.com.
So I have a gripe with Canada, and it's because I have to go to Canada now.
What?
Right after I asked for sponsors.
My buddy went to
Not
Shangri-La, and it was his first festival, so he's got festival eyes. Had a blast, but they have a drug menu because it's in BC and all drugs are legal.
Like, every drug?
Dude, my buddy was like, I bought an 1/8 of cocaine from a cop.
Probably not every drug, but
He said every drug is legal.
No,
I
yeah,
assume
probably
doesn't
not
mean they're
every
gonna
drug.
have everything on the menu.
The fun drugs are you can buy off of a
Just-
menu there.
Just because it's legal doesn't mean you should be doing it.
But yeah, apparently the BC cops run the drug testing facility, and they also sell stuff off of a menu there, and it helps bolster their funds for like buying shit.
Oh, that's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I ran into a dude when I was backpacking who told me that's how they do it in like underground German clubs too.
Yeah, but that's a
They just
sketchy
take-
German dude. That's not the cops with a fucking multi-spectrum micrometer.
That's nuts.
Who's laser pointering
I
the
s-
cat?
Oh, that's an automatic laser pointer.
I love
Yeah,
technology.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is the gentleman that just bought or made a brand new PC. He has automatic laser pointer for his cats.
I will say that Y60, I've built a lot of computers in my life, and that Y60 was the easiest case to build in.
Well, yeah, it's dual chamber. Jesus.
Well, we didn't even pull out the like 45-degree glass.
No?
Oh,
No.
That one doesn't come out.
Well, it did if we
not-
had a small enough
Well,
screwdriver.
Yeah,
I was saying it has
Oh,
to.
yeah,
because
yeah.
You have the option to put in that screen.
that's
Mm.
true.
The screen goes up
Hold on.
against the glass.
I
Yeah,
think-
but it has
I
to.
think
I think it slots in some way because I've seen
Yeah.
those screens where all
Okay.
they slap bottom and then the cabling actually runs underneath, like near where the fans are or something.
But
Yeah, there's a whole part of the chamber where you can't technically put a fan, but I was thinking about it, and I could absolutely put a fan there. I just need a small enough screwdriver.
But yeah, it's super easy case to build in. I was very impressed. The wire management in the back just fell into place. Like it's designed to where the power source is with the power source he bought and the routing of standard wiring on a motherboard. It just you literally just Velcroed it and called it a day.
Yeah, and also
awesome.
Scorch, good call on that power unit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna ask.
The Leon Lee Edge made plugging everything in incredibly easy.
Nice. I'm
And
glad that worked out.
straightforward. And when I needed to rearrange to remanage some wires to make them just look nicer, it made it really easy to pull the plugs back out and pop them back in just another spot. Good call on that.
Sweet.
Even though the box was ginormous.
The box was gigantic.
I thought I was gonna get secondary screened for that box.
That's funny.
Did you get secondary screen for anything, or were like, oh, it's computer parts? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
shout out to Leon Lee. Those edges are nice.
No, I didn't get secondary screened going out to Florida. I got secondary screened coming back from Florida.
That's understandable though.
And it's because they were wondering what the brick in my suitcase was. And there's great used bookstores in Florida. And I probably spent $200 at Chamberlain's while I was there.
Nice.
But I found like 6 or 7 philosophy books that I've been looking for years that they don't print anymore. I found a really cool copy of the Book of Five Rings. I found
That
really
is a dope copy.
Yeah, it goes into like the whole first chapter. It's just 6 chapters. The whole first chapter is like 50 pages on the history of Miyamoto Musashi and what battles he was in and what battles people say he was in, but then the contradictory historical evidence and like really tells you about the times of Japan and gives you a history of like before and after he was alive. It really good Book of the Five Rings. I read it twice while I was in Florida.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
But yeah, then I got what is it?
Sorry, for a second
Genghis-
I thought you were gonna tell me you brought back an actual brick from Florida for some reason.
No, their X-ray. They were just like, "What is this brick?" And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Sorry, Beans, you're laughing, but like, I don't mean to interrupt your story, Kane, but there was one point where we were traveling out here, where most of us lived at one point, and we're a bit of a rock hounds. So my partner brought a rock back and had it in her luggage, and they put it through the X-ray, and they stopped us for that. So they took it out, and she was like, "It's my rock." They're just like, "Okay." Put it back in the freaking suitcase.
See, that's wild. I carried rocks
It's
all over
my
the
rock.
planet with
Oh
me
my
from New
God.
Zealand,
So
and
funny.
nobody gave me shit for fucking cut like a bag full of rocks. They're like, what are these? Like memories?
Yeah,
So
I think it
They-
was just because it was just one.
But nail clippers you couldn't bring anywhere. They were just like, these gotta go. I was like, what do you think I'm gonna do? Fucking stab somebody with a 2-inch nail clipper knife?
I got my nail clippers taken away from me by the TSA when I was coming back from a deployment, and I literally had 2 machine guns and a shotgun on my persons. Like, she was looking at me and I was covered in guns. She's like, "You can't have your nail clippers." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Right? No, they surprised. So they asked me about the books. They didn't ask me about the random gun parts I brought back. All legally. I didn't bring any receivers or anything with a serial number on it back. But they just glossed over like a Ziploc bag full of Glock parts.
You ended up getting a bunch of those back?
Yeah, I stripped that whole gun down and had a gun store destroy the lower. Because apparently 80% are super illegal now. So I was just like, oh, well, then I'll just, turn this piece in and buy a 100% lower later.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It's like they're cheap. It's like almost the same cost just to buy a lower from Glock that comes with a serial number and you do your background check and everything. But yeah, interesting flight, dope computer, Shangri-La. When are we going to Canada, boys? 2026?
I've heard really good things about Shangri-La.
Yeah, same. A
I've
lot of
heard-
really good things about it.
Heard a
But
lot of really
also-
good things about that one.
Thailand for 26?
We do Thailand 26, Shangri-La 27. I'm down for Thailand 26 because that's
No,
as long as we go during a full moon or a new moon. I prefer a new moon. DreadPirate knows why.
Technically they do them. Well, technically that's a 24-hour party island. So no matter what, if you go there, you're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
But they do them during every phase of the moon. Just the full moon is the real winner, or the new moon. I give you that one.
Yeah.
I did the full moon, which was great. I have 3rd or 2nd degree burns from it.
Likes it a little rough.
I was fucked up. There was a fire jumper, like fire hoops and jump ropes, and I was like, yes.
I get it, man.
Oh. Enough said.
But yeah, the Florida trip was a success. Everything we wanted to do was a success. I got to fire a cannon. Got to go see
Yeah, that looks super cool.
subpar midget wrestling.
When Florida provides.
I still
Dude,
got to hit him in the head with a trash can. It was glorious.
This is a bit of a segue, but on the topic of Florida, have you guys seen that today? The fucking oh damn it, brain fart on the position title, but the dude that runs Florida right now,
governor.
that
The
for during summer, they're going to do a Second Amendment no tax sale on all ammunition.
I don't think you pay for ammunition in Florida. Pay taxes for ammunition.
You pay taxes on everything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a standard, like, what, 7%?
Oh, you mean like sales tax?
8% now, but yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about there's a lot of
9?
there's a lot of states in the union that tax ammunition like they do cigarettes. So ammunition is just more expensive in those states.
Oh, it's baked
Yeah,
into the price.
that's
Yeah.
where I got lost. My bad.
I mean, I need some more ammo.
At work today, I watched them deliver a literal semi-truckload of ammo. And I was trying to talk them into putting a pallet in the back of my truck so bad.
Man, I want to talk about stuff, but there's just not really anything fun or good to talk about.
Yeah.
We already went over the one big thing that happened this past week.
Zune may be coming back. We can talk about that.
I don't know. My news feed is literally just full of hot garbage right now that I do not want to get into.
Yeah.
Sad.
I got
I feel
Zune. I got Zune probably coming back, which doesn't excite anybody but me because I loved my Zune. Which I don't still have. I have no fucking idea where it went. Being a tech hoarder, it infuriates me that I don't have a Zune anymore.
For the people in the audience and totally not
No,
me,
you let
could
them Google what a
explain
Zune is. You let them Google it. They deserve to know.
Well, there goes my
There's a
political
time when our
outlet.
phones didn't do everything for us.
Was it like an MP3 player kind of thing, or was it like a Kindle kind of thing, like a Nook?
MP3 player.
It was
MP3
Microsoft.
player.
Yeah, it was Microsoft's direct.
Kindles and Nooks and shit like that. Those things weren't a thing either.
Yeah, it was Microsoft's direct competitor with the what was it called? iPod.
Like the
iPod.
iPods.
I almost called it an
Oh.
iPhone.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. I remember that, and no offense, when I was young, I'm like, oh, that's so fucking stupid.
I mean,
I also called the iPod
i-
stupid.
the
So
iPhones literally
okay.
came from a music player. That's the origin of the iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you have
And I-
iTunes.
I remember the
And
iPod.
iTunes was
Touch.
always terrible.
I liked iTunes back in the day because I could not have to buy a physical CD, and then I could port everything to my Zune.
There were always ways to get around.
But I mean, like Spotify.
Well, Spotify didn't exist back then.
Spotify didn't
No,
exist.
no, I'm saying
that's when
now,
you did
like,
internet
yeah,
radio
what
and
is-
shit like
What
that.
is Zune planning to come back with that Spotify doesn't already freaking handle? Like, I'm just curious now because, like, I understand for some people maybe having the hard device is
trying to
beneficial.
go back to the days of just having a device for one fucking thing. This isn't the generation, man.
It's me. It's me, and it's my hearing issues from lots and lots of loud noises. The Zune has a really good DAC in it, and you could run in-ear or over-the-ear monitors off of a Zune, and it sounds amazing. That was the whole reason I liked the Zune over the iPod, because the iPod had whatever Apple could scrape off the floor, and the Zune actually had a really good DAC. So, like, right now, if I go buy like a Sony phone with a built-in DAC and a built-in headphone jack, I know, it's scary. I wouldn't see any improvement in my music quality because unless you pay for hi-fi streaming, like through Tidal, the bitrate on your music isn't high enough to give you really good music. That's why CDs sound better than MP3s, like streamed MP3s and stuff like that. That's why people listen to records now, is it sounds better than streamed music. But if I acquire a Zune again, I've already figured out, because they have Wi-Fi, I've already figured out how to jailbreak them, then get a Tidal subscription and get hi-fi music streamed to my Zune.
Interesting.
It's the same reason I'm not a huge fan of listening to music over Bluetooth headphones. But I'm weird.
I get that, but also Bluetooth headphones have come a long way.
They have, but the bit rate's still not good to get like really good high fidelity music.
That's fair. Won't argue that.
Fair.
So what is it? I think I remember watching a video about this before. Spotify caps out at like 90,000 or something like that. Or what's the cap on like sound that humans can hear? Isn't it like 20 hertz or something? Or
It's not the
9600 hertz or
I think
something.
it's
like
9600 hertz. It's not the range that your bit rate is removing. It's the gaps between the range. So Spotify hits the whole range and it's really good, but you still have gaps. You have 500 megahertz gap here, 200 megahertz gap here, where you're not going to get anything in those gaps. And we're just so used to Bluetooth headphones or not good DACs and stuff like that we don't notice it. But if you get a really nice set of over-the-ear headphones and a really nice DAC and you play like actual high fidelity music, it will bring a tear to your eye. You will hear shit you've never heard before.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that. I was trying to think though, like I remember seeing a fucking like study on the different streaming services and which one actually gives you the full range and includes the gaps and everything. And I'm actually pretty sure that SoundCloud is one of them that does that. Like they give you everything, the high fidelity versions. I think Spotify caps at like 90,000 kilohertz or 90 kilohertz, whatever it is. iTunes was like a paltry 50.
Yeah.
50,000 kilohertz or something like that.
SoundCloud's really good. The issue with SoundCloud is the music that is uploaded isn't high fidelity. That's like you could find high fidelity music, but if you're listening to the Beatles when they figured out, an 8-track receiver, you're not going to get all 8 of those tracks through SoundCloud because they just have like a standard radio version of the song. That's why you pay for a higher fidelity streaming service. And I don't recommend paying for it. I think it's kind of pricey. I just like sometimes laying in bed or driving in my car or just doing monotonous shit and listening to really good, really high fidelity music. I've been thinking about upgrading the stereo in my Silverado, just the receiver, because the speaker system's actually really good. Just so I can get better music and actually be able to like push MP3s.
Nice. So I found this study. At least I think this is what it was. Apple Music 256 kilobits per second, and not very good high quality. Amazon Music and Spotify, paid Spotify, actually do give you 320 kilobits per second. So CD level playback, like we talked about.
Nice.
The thing about Spotify, though, is they do give you that for the paid version, but it's also a tiered system to the artists on their amount of streams. So the higher an artist has traffic, the more that Spotify pushes theirs to the limit. Whereas somebody who's just uploading their music to Spotify, for example, their music will sound good, but it's not going to sound as clear and crisp as the big time artists.
Okay, so less traffic, lower bandwidth, essentially.
Yeah.
What about with I wonder how that works with downloaded songs though, because like I have saved songs from Spotify on my phone that I can listen to offline. I wonder if they're high fidelity.
That's going to be a little bit different because in Spotify you can go through and change your settings to where you can choose whether you want high quality, low quality, and that'll affect the space that it physically occupies as it downloads.
Right.
But that is a different conversation than streaming.
Yeah.
Back to I just want to Zune. See this topic streamed out.
No pun intended.
Next kind of thing I'm excited for in the tech world is they announced a new Battlefield, and this is like having an abusive significant other.
Oh
like,
my God.
I want
my dude. I had a panic attack about having to edit something, and then you turned it around. Thank you.
I want another Battlefield game, but I know they're just gonna hit me with some shit again. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be the same fucking shit, man. It's just gonna be cut, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
Just update the graphics on Battlefield 3. Don't touch anything about it. Just update the graphics.
They'll touch it.
Just turn the servers back on.
And then
I'll go back to
that's why we
playing.
play Delta Force.
Yeah, Delta Force is pretty good. I also have another person that is going to hop in with us in Delta Force.
I
only
actually
have 4
uninstalled
people.
it.
Oh.
Well, okay, now we have our back up to 4.
Yep, you guys are good.
Scorch.
I still got it installed. I just haven't been on it much.
I was playing it a fair bit, and honestly, I just did not enjoy it as much as like Battlefield 2042.
That's fair.
Like 2042, and it's on ground matches where you're not dealing with a lot of vehicles, felt really good. Even with the vehicles, when you weren't in servers with cheaters, it felt pretty good. Freaking, I don't know, Delta Force just did not have me coming back to it. Like, maybe if we did the operation stuff more often, it would have been better, but
yeah, we just need to set a time to do more operations.
I got super bored with doing the war, like the 64 battles.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I will say Marvel Rivals kind of took over my video gaming time.
You're welcome.
Marvel Rivals is a good one.
I played it once.
Same.
Nice.
Join us.
I don't got the time,
6-person
man.
team.
That's my issue. It's just time.
But that's why I like it. It's like, yeah, you got to spend some time in it to really like get good and learn all the things. But also, you hop in it, you have a 15-minute match, and then you're off.
Yeah, but that's after
Depending.
you spent the time to get good at it. Like that's
Yeah.
that's part of
No,
the problem, bro.
Normal
Yeah,
match times is anywhere from like 15 to like 25 minutes. But then again, a normal Delta Force or 2042 or Battlefield 3 is about the same.
I'll say
Unless
Delta
there's a
Force, I've
cheater that
spent
kills
45
everybody.
minutes in one match.
Yes.
That's why we got to play more operations because it's limited to like 20 minutes. And you
You know,
know,
operations is only 3 people.
really, the first time you run into anybody else, it's the end of the match anyway. So
Nah, I'm just gonna keep doing with what I'm doing, which is playing through the games that I have that I've never beaten or dropped off of too early for whatever reasons. So I'm gonna finish out this run of Cyberpunk, which, by the way, Phantom Liberty was excellent. That was great
Told
story.
you.
And now I'm gonna actually go like finish the rest of the game with this Corpo character.
Nice.
And then I think I'm actually gonna switch back and go play what was it, Kingdom Come Deliverance? They just
The
came
first
out
or
with
second
2.
one.
Yeah.
I never finished 1.
Okay.
I never gave it a chance. So I think that's gonna be the next thing we're gonna play in. So I'm gonna be hitting the single player games for a little while, except for like whatever we decide to stream.
We got Unchained.
Chained together.
That
Chained
one.
together.
The opposite of what I said.
We do have that. I have that ready to go. And then obviously Path of Exile 2, but you know, I'm not really going to try to hit that too hard because it's beta technically for a couple months. They'll change things. I'll have to like replay a character anyway, so
he'll never be as good
take
as
it with a grain
Elon.
of salt.
It'll never be as good as what?
Elon. Did you guys
Uh-huh.
see that whole thing? Oh, we talked
Yes.
about it. Yeah, we talked
Yeah,
about it.
We
Never
did
mind.
talk about
We
it.
talked about it
Since-
last podcast.
Since we have talked about it though, he actually did come out and openly admit that his characters were played for him in both Diablo 4 and Path of Exile 2.
No.
Surprise,
I
surprise.
couldn't tell that. What do you
I would have
mean?
never guessed.
I mean, it wasn't real news, obviously. I'm just letting you know that he actually did come out and admit it.
Good for him.
Wow,
He
cool.
admitted to lying like a child.
Yep.
After already being caught, he admitted it.
Yes.
But yeah, and I will say with getting the Steam Link set up, that's also why I haven't been on my physical computer as much down here, is because I've been on the couch playing my single player games. PoE 2 is really fun to play on the couch, and then I started playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's been enjoyable so far.
You just gave me
Nice.
an idea. A headache with pictures.
Did it hurt?
A headache with pictures. I love it.
I acquired another TV from work, and I don't know where to put it. And I think it might end up as the game room TV because never mind. You guys don't even know the layout of my basement.
Plots and plans.
Yeah.
Got it.
Room TV. Oh,
We'll be over soon enough to help you brainstorm it and make it happen.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to put this TV. I know it's a hard problem to have, but
I mean,
it's
you
a
also
very-
have a fucking get swole room that you could put it in.
I have a
He's got
TV
one
in
there.
there.
You could put a second one in on the
Win.
other wall and have them both on the same channel.
Yeah, you can go full Chad mode and just have like 2 different races going on at the same time.
Actually, I need you guys to come over because I want to
scale.
rearrange my gym.
Let's do it.
I need a
right.
third person.
I need an excuse to fucking start working out again.
I was going to come start using your gym anyway. Whether you're home or not, I was just going to bust in the side gate.
That's fine. We don't lock the side gate. I don't lock the gym, and the heaters. I could show you guys how to turn them both on.
AI, edit that.
No, if they want to break in, fucking
They have to find him.
yeah.
first.
One, they
You
have to
want
find
to
me,
edit it?
and 2, fucking bring it, man. This is America.
Well, I know.
I like
know
how
I'm dying now.
I
said
love
what I-
how in the beginning of this episode you're like, let's not challenge your internet. They could do scary things. To fuck it, bring it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if they dox me.
This
My
is what happens when we're relaxed and thinking logically
yeah,
to when we're in the moment and excited and just say, fuck it.
Final
Wait, you guys
Fantasy
relax?
Rebirth is 30% off right now.
the what is?
I mean, it's like
30%
a
off?
high stress relax.
Wait, what's 30% off right now?
Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Oh,
That's
Don't
why I
worry.
picked it up.
On Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's it like, $35 instead of 60?
Yeah.
Or you
Yeah,
can
I'm still not picking
get
up yet.
both of them for the price of the price of the new one.
Ah,
I
See, I
almost
have-
picked up Rogue Trader though.
I have the first
Worth
one on
it.
the PS4. Thoroughly enjoyed the
Oh.
fuck out of it.
I already bought
Yeah, I had a
this.
great-
Okay.
I absolutely loved the first one. I was so mad at the end when it ended right as you got out of Midgard. I was so mad.
Wait, what?
So I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will say one thing that's been
The game's
Different-
like 30 years old, dude.
What game?
what?
Final
Which
Fantasy
game?
7.
Oh, okay. I was like,
You can spoil it.
It's like
No,
a couple
the
years ago.
remake is a new story, bro. If you haven't, you finished the first remake game, haven't you?
It's a new story without being a new story.
Yeah, it is literally
it's a retelling of it.
Yeah,
Which
but I
Totally
like
good with.
while I was playing the first one because I got it when it first came out when I had access to a PlayStation, and I blew through that fucking game, excited to get out of Midgard because that's my least favorite part of the whole fucking game. 60 hours later, I got out, and I'm just like, yes, and they're like, and this is the end. I'm just like, you son of a
Yeah.
butt.
So on
But
that
I vividly
frustration-
remember like the storyline as I'm going through it. I can see it in my head what it looked like when I originally played it back. Yeah, a long time ago.
definitely. And that part is really, really nice. Like you still understand where everything came from, which is really
Mhm.
fucking cool.
You know,
So with Rebirth, it doesn't start off where Remake ended, which really upset me because I was in the same sentiment of like
Dude, just put me back on that motorcycle, getting out of the
so
fucking city.
frustrated where we left off. That right at and like I booted it up 2 nights ago and I've played an hour and a half of it. So like I haven't gotten very far into it, so I have no idea what direction it's going in yet.
Yeah.
But it didn't pick up where it left off, and it really threw me off because I'm like, I don't know where the fuck I'm at now.
did it skip
Well, hang
time
on.
or go back in time?
hang on. Did either of you guys play Integrate, the DLC?
No.
I have not. That's my next one.
So that's where I'm thinking you're getting the disconnect, and probably where I will too, is that I haven't actually played the game with Integrate involved in it. I don't know what happens with that expansion
Let's find
and
out.
where it adds the additional content.
I'm already in Steam. Let's see.
Like story wise, I don't know if it comes in after what we all already played for the remake, or if it's like a during thing, but it doesn't make sense to be during. Everybody's quiet now because they're all looking for it.
Well,
I already own this too.
We
my-
know.
My
You're
library is fucked, man. I don't even know what games I have anymore.
Bro.
I'm just quiet because I've never played a Final Fantasy game in my life. Besides
You fucking
14.
heathen.
You're
Oh
not.
my god.
You're missing some
Nah.
fun, but it's yeah.
You didn't grow up in the when the JRPG era was the
Stop,
top tier of
stop.
gaming.
Stop. You can't be mad at him. He said he
I'm-
played
that's why I said
14,
I-
which
I
is
can't-
his generation of 17.
Yeah,
or
I was about to
16.
say that's what I was
That is
saying. Is
not
like
my
I
generation.
can't be
of
mad
games.
that
I played more Zelda than Final Fantasy, if that makes
The-
any.
I
fucking
mean,
difference.
Yeah, there's a version of Zelda for every generation.
really
exactly.
is.
There's
Yeah,
two
but-
for the last
God, I
few.
play.
They're not all created equal.
This is
They're
very
not,
true.
and neither is
Fuck
every
yeah.
generation.
Majora's Mask. I played.
Oh, I'm
Bro.
buying this when I get paid at one.
I
in the
remember
morning.
having the solid gold cartridge Zelda. Okay, just saying.
I still have it.
Bro, some of those go for good money.
They do, and mine's in really good condition.
Do you still have the box?
No. Why you got to do that?
I just
We were all
I
having
had
a
to-
time.
Do you know why he doesn't have the box? Because he actually fucking played it when it came out.
Okay, it's not as expensive as it used to be.
The gold cartridge.
Yeah, I remember them being in the thousands. They're back down to the hundreds.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're.
They were
I
in the
think,
thousands for a little bit.
yeah, I think right now they're going for anywhere from like 250 to 480 or something like that.
Oh no, you could buy them on eBay right now for $100.
Oh,
They're
you
not.
go.
I mean, they're a little scratched up, and they're probably counterfeit. But it's
How easy it is to
$260
make
for
out these days.
yeah. It's $269 for one with the box and all the stuff that goes in the box. The box
about the
isn't in great
rated?
condition.
What about the rated one? Like I know that the like the comic we got for Beans. What's the rated one like?
I
remember
don't know if they do that.
they do that. Trust me, because I remember seeing that the original like freaking Super Mario for NES rated in its original condition went for like 12 grand or something. Something ridiculous.
Okay,
Yeah?
they do that. A 9.4 rated one in original box with original plastic wrapping went 2 days ago for $24,000.
Holy crap!
With shipping and insurance at auction, he paid $27,000.
Wow. And also, damn it, Scorch, you are correct. Intergrade is the missing link of where I'm at right now.
I had a feeling.
I'm just gonna buy them both.
I didn't even know. I didn't even realize that Intergrade had come out.
I
saw it
didn't
and
know either.
I saw it and completely ignored it.
I mean,
kind
at that
of
point, I
upset.
wasn't even playing on my PS4 anymore when they
Right.
came out with
And
Integrate,
that
I was just like,
that was it.
But I'm kind of
Yeah.
upset now because I bought Rebirth on sale, and you can buy Rebirth on sale. You can buy Intergrade on full price, or you can buy the two as a bigger sale.
yeah, buy the bundle
for the
and
price
then
of just the one.
buy the bundle, and I think it discounts you for the for whichever game you already have.
Oh.
because Gabe doesn't
Steam
fuck
trick.
shit up.
There's a Steam
Well-
trick for people who don't know. If there's a bundle of it, you already own something on it, they will not charge you for the things you already own, and you still get the bundle pricing.
Oh, word! I
Yes.
didn't even know. I didn't know that.
You're a literal pirate, my man. You should have known that.
Well,
Okay.
hold up.
Boat
He's
pirate,
new-
cyber pirate.
He is currently pirating Windows.
I was
Nice.
gonna say he's
I know,
new
because
to the
I put it
PC
on there.
gaming world. There's no saving you. Yeah, you should know better.
It works. I just can't, use my Bluetooth headset.
Was that the fix?
No, when I have to have an actual Windows key to change the sound settings and shit.
Microsoft does really good for letting you use their software for free, but they put in little annoyances like that.
Just to make you buy it.
Yep. So I
So,
have to plug everything in to use it right now.
Scorch, to everything that you just said,
Yes.
I'm trying to buy the twin pack for Intergrade, and it's telling me that I'm not going to receive an additional copy of Rebirth, but it's not discounting it.
Okay, so they did it that way for that one. Sometimes they do that, which is stupid. I hate that.
Return it
it's
and
not
buy
like-
the pack.
Have you played more than 4 hours of it?
No.
So you could actually probably return it and be like, I meant to get the bundle.
Yeah.
But that
Oh,
means you'll have to wait until they give you the return to see if they actually give you the return.
Have you owned it for more than 2 weeks?
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. They added that. I
It
forgot.
hasn't been
you owned it
out
for
for
what?
2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, Rebirth?
Yeah.
No, it's been like a month.
No, it didn't release before I left, I thought.
Weren't you playing it before you left?
I was playing Remake.
What the fuck?
Remake
Oh,
is
we
the
have
first-
fun. Oh, we have Final Fantasy Remake. Oh, and we also have Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Yeah,
We're not gonna call it Remake 2. They're past those days of calling them with adding the 2. They were
But
the
they're
weird
fine with
days.
13 Part 1 and 13 Part 2.
it's been out for about a week. Yeah.
Yeah, it came out on January 23rd.
Okay, so yeah, you might be covered to try to refund and then bundle. Or you just wait till the original game goes on sale.
Or
It'll never
because you
be
like
discounted.
it, just buy it.
It'll never be discounted more than $35 though, from what I can understand for Sony games.
Oh,
Thinking real hard.
I have Waffle House news.
Oh my god.
Oh boy, here we go.
Waffle House now charges an additional 50 cents per egg due to the egg shortage.
Oh my god.
I'll allow them because FEMA does use them as a disaster index, so they're allowed to charge more for eggs.
That is true.
I'll allow it because what are you gonna do? Try to fight him?
Right.
You're not gonna win.
That's one of the few establishments that I will start a fight in, but not fight the staff.
No, you start a fight and have the staff. You be nice to the staff so they back you up.
The trick is you don't start the fight. You talk the other person into starting the fight. Then the staff's always got your back.
You just calmly talk shit the whole time because most people can't keep their cool.
I don't think I've been in Waffle Houses. I don't think I've ever eaten Waffle
Oh,
House.
it is.
It ain't kosher.
It is not the best food.
I can't tell if that was like it's not good when you say it's not kosher, or if it was specifically poignant at me.
The latter, buddy.
I wanted to have some faith that this wasn't gonna. Okay,
But it's not.
it's also it's
both
not
meanings.
kosher.
Both meanings.
Both meanings are
right
correct.
here.
Yeah.
Oh,
just which intention did you have there, pirate?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Fun fact, Waffle House is kosher because they don't cook the bacon in the same spot they cook everything else.
Do they put it on the same grill?
They put it on the same grill. They put everything
Then
on the same grill.
Then it's not kosher.
Most of them probably do, but their official policy is to use a separate grill for bacon.
Yeah, they don't do that. I've watched.
It doesn't matter. It's not just bacon. Is it
It's Southern hibachi.
Do they put other meats on the same grill as they would put dairy products? Such as
Oh,
eggs?
yeah, most
Yeah.
likely.
Then it's not kosher.
Wait, eggs aren't dairy products?
They come from a dairy
Don't-
thing.
Don't ask
No,
me.
they don't.
Don't ask me the specifics of why.
Chickens aren't dairy?
Don't ask me the specifics of why. It's just a thing.
Here-
I've tried to have this conversation before with people saying you could put cheese on chicken because chickens can't produce milk that's drinkable for humans typically.
Like
Unless you're a
vegans saying they
fucking
don't eat
psycho.
anything with the face. It's weird. Technically, eggs don't have faces and they never will.
Technically, plants have faces.
Vegans are all fucked up because plants scream when you kill them. It's measurable. Science, bitch.
Yeah.
In other news, real quick, Beans, this is more for you. Monster Hunter Wilds Open Beta Test 2 starts this weekend.
Why is it only for him?
Ooh.
And
And my
I didn't
significant
play it
other's
last
out of
time.
town.
Pirate, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you were in the first beta. Were you?
Do I have to be in the first beta?
No, you get some extra stuff out of it, but
That'd be great, but I'm not.
Do you
I was
fight the
never in
same?
it.
Wait, hold up. Do you fight the same two monsters again?
there was like 4, I think, and I think they're adding one more for this one.
So Saturday is pretty open for me.
Might not be so open for me, but definitely get in there and at least complete the requirements for the beta to get your free shit for when the game comes out.
I'll hunt some
I
monsters with you.
wonder. Yeah.
I work Saturday night, but I am down for in the morning.
Well, looks like that's what I'll be doing on Saturday.
How many people can join a hunt? 4 or 3?
Is it 4?
Four.
It used to be 3.
4.
Can you
I mean,
re-download it for?
Steam, maybe.
No,
I don't-
the beta will be a separate download.
no, it was on Steam last time.
Yeah, it was on Steam, but it's once the beta turns off, you can't use that download as the game. So if you pre-download it, it doesn't work.
Correct.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is this beta different from the benchmark that's currently downloadable?
There's a downloadable benchmark. I'm fucking downloading that
download
right
Hunter
now.
Monster Wilds benchmark.
I'm gonna
Through
watch
Steam?
this.
Yeah, look up Monster Hunter Wilds and it.
There is a Monster Hunter Wilds
download Monster Hunter
benchmark.
Wilds benchmark. So is that different from the beta as well?
I'll just
I
add that to my cart.
think
Because that's a benchmark.
so.
Because that's a benchmark. Like I know there's a difference between the benchmark and a beta. I don't know if they're just going to tie the. two
I
together.
will drop you guys a link to the site I'm looking at because you might have to like do something funny with this, and then it opens up the option in Steam.
Oh, is it kind of like
But
you
I
have to
don't-
apply for the beta and then they give you access?
You didn't have to last time it was open, essentially, but you did have to like click the link on the webpage to get to the beta in Steam. You couldn't just like
Mhm.
find it by game searching. Yeah, let me drop this to you guys. Anywho, my weekend may or may not be free depending on how things roll out. So we'll see.
Oh, with your work.
Work has been a pain in the ass, yes, but I think I don't have to work as hard this weekend. I do have a release thing I'll have to do Friday. But the other thing is the house shopping.
Ooh.
You're house shopping?
Yes.
Okay. Good luck.
I will get into that with you later.
Okay.
That's an off. That's an off.
Yep.
And we lost the AI bot.
What?
He's still
He's
there.
back. Okay.
We lost
What do
you
you
for
mean?
a sec.
Wait. Oh, okay. I was like, I haven't laughed.
You clipped out.
Yeah, there's not really much news, man.
Yeah.
Nvidia stock tanked, but it's coming back.
From the Chinese AI.
Oh, DeepSeek.
Yeah, but they just straight lied about that, and it's provable now. That's why Nvidia is shooting back up. Yeah, I got nothing.
We kind of talked about everything.
Well, boys, I think this would be a good point to wrap up.
Oh yeah, we're past an hour.
Yeah.
Let's fucking cut it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening and enjoying. And if you're a video watcher, can't wait for you to see everything that we pointed out. If you're not, and if you're just an audio watcher, well, at least we described it. But if you want to contact us for anything, to like submit podcast topics, to see if you want to hop on, if we're still a little open to that, if you're a chill person, or if you want to sponsor us and shoot us over some stuff, you could always contact us at thedepthsofjigoku@gmail.com. Also, all of our links to socials and that link itself will be in the description. You can find us on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Twitch, all at The Depths of Jigoku. And who knows, maybe we might stream us all playing the beta this Saturday. Because we are thinking about planning on maybe not a weekly stream, but streaming a little bit. Get our toes in the Twitch stream.
Hey, AI, if you could help us navigate how to get that set up for our Twitch account.
We set it
I
up
have
already.
So again, behind the scenes, it's already all set up. There will be one person specifically streaming on that main Twitch. We're deciding on who it is. It could be rotating. I could always give out the information that's needed. As well as we start to stream, we'll also link all of our own personal Twitches, so that way we can all stream kind of squad stream together.
Like that.
But yeah, if there's nothing else more to talk about. If you need to talk to somebody about anything, make sure to talk to somebody. Doesn't matter if it's a professional or a friend. Y'all have a good night.
There, guys.
Bye.
Peace.
Houston, I'm getting a little fluctuation in the AC voltage now. Roger. 50 meter maybe, huh? Stand by. Looking good. You're still looking good. It's coming up 3 minutes.